he was sitting out on the cooler on the front of the houseboat, and we were all out there eating, and he was drunk, and he was having trouble eating his food and leaning over, and so we were all kind of watching him because we knew he had some stuff to drink. So I was sitting next to him, like one chair away, and I started going, and Bill's going, "Where's that fucking bird? It's that fucking bird around here." And so then I'd stop, and he'd go back to eat, and I'd go. He's like this, looking around, and finally he's sitting there mumbling something, and he just goes. And he fell completely off
the
of it.
Premio, I've got the picture of him going off of that cooler.
I thought I saw that on the.
That was it.
He was like sideways, yeah, and he just dumped the food on the floor, but it was so funny.
But he was so mad at that bird.
So many of you guys probably know this, but it was Tom and I,
The best.
Tom,
The best.
who met Bill first.
Yeah.
I was at work. I come home, and Tom's like, "Oh my gosh, we got new neighbors. You got to meet them. You are going to love them."
This is in
And I'm-
Sherwood, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
And I'm like going, "Tom, I gotta eat something." No, we're just gonna go for a half glass of wine and come home.
She had one glass of wine and come home.
And I said,
Didn't have.
And she goes, well, we should take a bottle of wine over.
Wait, Dana never drinks one glass.
And so the story starts with, we should take a bottle of wine over. Well, should we take a good bottle of wine or just a...
we don't know.
Well,
we
we
don't
have no
know.
idea.
We don't know.
And actually, we're kind of like going, well, fuck, they're from Wisconsin.
They don't know. We're not drinking good wine.
Right? So we just...
They don't know wine.
So we take over some cheap bottle of wine. We get over there, and so we go on their back porch, and you can tell the rest of the story now, honey.
Well, tell them about the wine. Anyway, they started pouring wine. I don't know if our bottle ever got open. I mean, he is pulling out
Bottle after bottle after
of,
bottle of Domaine Druin.
Domaine Druin.
And
That's
Leonetti.
amazing. Yeah, no, we
Oh,
were.
he
Oh,
didn't
you
know
brought the
We
Leonetti.
were the ones that introduced
Okay.
him to Leonetti.
Okay.
Anyway, it was Domaine Druin. So around 1 or 2 in the morning,
No, we have had...
Laura was fun.
And so we had 7 bottles
I
of
wasn't
wine.
going to do that, but I'll tell you the
By this
Laura
time.
part because
Yeah.
Laura was funny.
She was
Laura was
funny.
trashed.
Yeah.
And I just meet them this night.
Did you
And
meet
Laura is like,
She lived at my house
yeah, Laura is
After they
like,
when they broke
and
up.
she's trashed and she's like, Antonio, take me away. What the? Anyway, I throw up in their backyard because I'm sick because I haven't eaten.
Bill's backyard was
And
pretty much
it was all trees. There was no grass or anything. Just it was a wooded area. Bill said the tree died. He tried to plant another one. Never could replace it.
It died.
He says nothing ever grew where I
Nothing
got,
would ever grow again where she threw up.
where I threw up. Yeah, but yeah.
All that beautiful
that is-
wine
that was
killed the
how
tree.
We got to know Bill, and
Bill had a little thing that he did that we all know. So we're all having a party, we're drinking, whatever, and he would be back here, you set your glass down, and he would fill it. So we never knew how much we drank, you know, that night. We're like, I only had a couple glasses. He just kept filling it. He kept filling it. You would watch him, and he'd sneak up somebody the other glass back here, and he'd just fill it. And it was like, oh my gosh.
and boy did he love to cook. I mean, you guys.
Through you guys.
Yeah.
And that's how we met them.
Yep.
And there was we were all wine tasting in the Willamette Valley when it was just starting. And we were all young people, and what we would do is we'd rent sometimes a van, and we would go up there, and we would get trashed. But we drank a lot of good wine and some really mediocre wine. But Bill was always sometimes we would get into the trouble a little bit because we maybe have overdrank and
never.
grabbed bottles and dropped things. And Bill was always the person that would grab the manager and then walk him aside, and he would talk to them, and then at least they'd let us go without a
Were
fine.
you guys there? Were you guys there?
Archery
And
Sunday.
archery summer.
Yeah.
Oh,
Drop your purse.
No, no, that was another time.
Oh, you and Laura.
No, this was the time we're at our tree summit, and Laura and Bill are trying to decide what wine,
How much wine?
how much wine to get. So they're picking up, they're tasting. The guy who's giving you taste kind of walks away, so they just start pouring a little wine.
Bigger guy.
And this other guy, and the guy walks back, sees them tasting the wine, trying to decide, and he says, "You and your friends are a disgrace. Get out of here." So I go up. It was actually me this time because I had met the owner. Danielle. No, I mean this time that I got us out of it. I said I had met the owner. Danielle was the daughter, and I said, "Oh, we have daughter Danielle." And we were talking. I said, "I want to talk to Danielle." I said, "Danielle, we got kicked out," and she says, "No, you're not kicked out. I'm gonna go talk to him." But yeah.
It's good to know people in high places.
Right?
Here's a wine tasting story. We're in Walla Walla, and we're wine tasting in Walla Walla, and Bill had to cook some steaks. And there was a lot of things like Bill can't cook steaks, and Rob said he can't cook steaks.
Oh,
And I got this.
And Robin keeps saying he cannot cook
later.
steaks. What is he doing?
He walks in about 10 minutes
steak.
later,
This is
and
my
he's like
job.
got smoke all over his face, and his
Oh,
hair
it was
standing
bad.
straight up,
His
and he has
eyebrows
these
are
sticks
completely
that are just
Charcoal.
It's charcoal. It's a plate of charcoal.
Everybody's sitting around.
Are we having blackened steak tonight?
Remember we had to go out there the next day?
Oh,
I mean, it was a fire that
that
went
wall.
up this wall and onto the ceiling. And
We went out there. The barbecue was like, hey,
Oh, it's
I don't know
bad.
what the temperature was.
Oh my
It
gosh.
was, hey,
Well, you know why, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it was
Crown
so bad.
Crown Royal. Who's got the crown? Who's got the bottle? Raise the bottle. Yeah, that's
oh
why.
my God.
That's why.
it was kind of funny because Robin was saying, you can't really cook steak. And he's like, no, I got this. And it's like, woof. He's in there.
Oh, I'm so glad you said that. Locks on the door.
Yeah. Oh, that look on his face. I will never get that image out of my mind.
Remember we had to cut off the bird part because we had to eat the middle.
And you know,
Oh,
actually,
the middle was
the
good.
steak was it wasn't bad. It wasn't
Oh
bad.
my God.
Thank God.
I did have a
Charcoal.
picture that pop up on my Facebook photo memories.
Oh,
Very
God.
But the next day we had to get up and we had to, because we
Oh, I
was at
remember.
Airbnb, we had to scrub the wall and the
Oh,
ceiling.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was that bad.
Yeah, where the barbecue was, the whole wall was black.
Is this at the cabin or?
No, that was
Oh,
in the house in Walla
A
Walla.
really nice house up in Walla.
Yeah, we rented a big, beautiful 4-bedroom home
Oh my God.
with a gorgeous backyard. It was stunning.
It was a good house.
It was stunning until Bill started cooking.
Oh my God, it was a crazy.
When
It
he
was-
came in, it was,
That,
oh
yeah.
my God, I've never seen anything like it.
It's
But
crazy.
his face, I don't know how he got it. I think when he opened up the thing, it all
I think he,
exploded.
yeah, and I think he was like, "How am I going to go hang out with my friends when I burnt the meal?" You know, like his face said that. You know what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he was so embarrassed.
Oh yeah.
JJ wanted to talk to me to tell the story about the year that, every year we'd have a tasting of some sort of, could be whiskey, rum, wine, beer, whatever. This one year we decided that we would try sake. And we basically came to the conclusion that sake tastes like shit, whether it's warm or cold.
That's true. That's true.
But Bill said he would make us a full,
Sushi.
Asian dinner.
Yeah, I heard about this.
Oh my gosh. He was in the kitchen, and I think he and I were in there. I mean, it was like 9 o'clock at night, and he's still cutting in there. And he's really pushing me, because he's just like, things like about, hey, kitchen bitch, get this, and kitchen bitch this, And JJ walks in there and goes, I can help feed it. What can I do, Bill? And
Bill's up there calling bullshit.
But JJ goes, I want to help. And JJ had been drinking too. So Bill goes, well, you can cut this up. He goes, be careful, that knife is really sharp. And so JJ, it was just like this. He goes, okay, I can do it. Puts it down. whack, cuts his fingernail in half.
He goes, oh shit.
Blood's blowing out of it, and it was like, I go, get out of the kitchen. Slowing the
Dinner
thing.
was 10:30 or 11. I remember.
Yeah, we ate really late.
You know, I remember you guys coming over to Boise, and Bill, I'm having a Christmas party, and Bill pretty much cooked the whole appetizers. I have pictures. In fact, that picture I put on the thing earlier of Mackenzie.
Oh yeah, that was cute.
That was her graduation.
No, that was at Christmas party.
Oh, that's
That
right.
you guys came over for.
Yes, yes.
Oh, there's another one. She has her eyes closed and he's kissing her cheek. It is just precious. So anyway, but he made Spanish coffees. He made all these appetizers for our big Christmas party. It was, I mean, just thinking about how much he loved cooking.
He did love cooking, and he loved fresh, and he liked everything perfectly spiced. I mean, he was somebody that really enjoyed cooking.
Yes.
Everything from scratch.
I remember one year he cooked, I think it was a 7-course meal. I think you guys were there. I'm trying to remember who was all there, but it was, I'm not kidding you, probably the best meal I've ever had in my life. It was just off the charts.
So when we were all in Sherwood and they did a fish feed in their backyard, and I think he did like halibut fish and chips and sturgeon fish
Halibut and sturgeon.
and we're like going,
Fish fries.
we've
Sturgeon was like lobster.
never had sturgeon before, so Tom and I are getting
We each take 2 halibut
Halibut and real
and 1
small.
sturgeon.
one small sturgeon. And we sit down, we start eating, and we're like, I wonder if we could put our halibut back.
We literally went back and says, can you take the halibut back and give us more sturgeon?
We had no clue.
Unbelievable.
It was so
You
good.
just can't get that anymore.
And then I remember you brought elk one time over to their house. I think it was some elk meat.
Yeah.
And Bill made stroganoff.
Yeah.
Oh
with
my
with your
gosh.
elk, yes.
That was the best. I make really good stroganoff. That was
You
the
and
best
Trina were there
stroganoff.
that night.
Yeah.
That's the night you brought the vertical of the domain drew. Yeah. That was a lovely
remember
evening.
that. I remember
Yeah.
John supplied the meat and Bill made the stroganoff, and it was fabulous.
Yeah, it was really good.
The only time I had to talk to Bill about his cooking is that he would cook things in like army portions. Remember those big metal trays?
gotta have some
He loved
leftovers.
it. He loved that.
Jeez.
And
The seafood lasagna.
gotta
It
have
was like
some-
30 pounds.
oh, the
I
the
know.
seafood lasagna was that tall.
Yeah, that was amazing.
I didn't bring enough fish.
Oh yeah.
He ingredients just for that.
Well,
lasagna
because
were
he
like
gets
600
all
bucks.
fresh ingredients, and I
He
mean,
would go to that new Sagaya and buy everything.
Yep.
Well, he charged me $360 for it. So I don't know.
Probably half.
Well,
It
let
was
me just
way
say,
more than
Oh,
that.
I'm sure
Oh
it was
really?
more.
It was like, but
Oh.
everybody took some home because it was so much. We only ate it was like this long by this
Well,
long by
Robin
that
is-
deep, and we ate like
Oh, yeah.
like 1/4 of it.
Put them in freezer bags and take it home and frozen. It was good a year later.
I was still eating it. I was still eating it after he was gone. I said, Trina, he's feeding us from the grave.
Leftovers.
2 weeks later, I'm like a freaking scavenger. I open the freezer. What Bill leave behind for me?
Oh, and Trina would always ask me whatever Bill.
Oh yeah, what Bill
I'd say
leave
you have to leave
behind
something
for
for
me?
Trina.
You want to know the saddest thing? I only have some of his recipes. I wish I had some more of his recipes.
Do you have his recipes?
I have a few. I don't have much.
I
But I
have
think-
I have the Dijon maple bacon recipe.
It's
So good.
I do have some of his recipes, but I don't. I definitely have the
But
panty
Dijon
dropper
maple bacon
sangria.
scallops.
That's what he named it. Panty dropper sangria.
Probably after you.
No. Any woman that drank it, he said.
Danny dropped.
It was a white sangria. And
my
I'm telling you, it
goodness.
was delicious. I do have that recipe. I have a couple recipes, but I'd love to get
You
that.
should put them, Mark, and you should put those on the group chat.
I have his
text.
pastrami recipe.
Oh, yum.
I have
I
that.
don't know if you guys would be interested.
And that he does that on a Traeger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you would. I do have the sangria. I have there was a chipotle coleslaw that he made. I have that
Yeah,
recipe.
forward those on the
really
group
good.
from this
I
weekend.
have a couple
right.
breakfast recipes he made.
The what one?
A breakfast, like a French toast one.
Nice.
He did. So I do have a few of his
We
recipes.
all like good recipes,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. I was going to say, I don't know if you guys are interested in them. But yeah,
Well, our
just-
food costs were higher than our mortgage.
Oh
Well,
my
I'm
God.
sure. I'm sure.
Yeah.
For
I
sure.
can't imagine.
I mean,
Yeah.
For sure.
you being able to have him cook for you every day, I don't know how, man. That would.
Well, I was bummed. I got Laura and not Bill.
So you're,
For a year. Bill could have, I'm kidding, but Bill could have cooked for me. I'm just kidding. I didn't mean that to sound the way it did.
Sorta.
I meant it, yeah. I meant it as if Bill were there, he would have cooked for me for a year.
Exactly. I get it.
I've got a song here I want to play.
Okay, good.
It's
Don't make me cry.
if Bill's at the pretty gates.
Bill, what?
Bill's at the pretty gates. Pretty
Oh, yeah,
gates.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's talking to St. Peter. And this is what he sings to me. Let me in, bitch.
Yeah.
Whiskey on the beer, blame the beer on the whiskey, blame the morning on the night for who's lying here with me, blame the bar for the band for the song for the party that went all night long, but it ain't my fault. It ain't my fault.
Dinner, and then we'll buy him a trip on a boat or something. And
We actually went on a houseboat trip with Bill.
With the Moz family.
Anyway, that's what
Oh, Stephanie.
Bill cooked.
Bill did the
Every
cooking.
day he would make, as he called them, foo-foo drinks.
Foo-foo drinks in the
Bring it
afternoon.
to us girls
Afternoon foo-foo
up
drinks.
on the deck of the house in Lake Shasta. I was like, oh my gosh, I want Bill to go on every vacation with me.
kidding. Oh my god.
Robin vowed to marry him.
Yeah, but Robin was getting
Oh,
married.
she did?
No, Robin Moz.
Moz.
Oh,
Stephanie's
oh.
husband. Robin Moz was getting
Would have made a good.
yeah. Robin was like, Bill, you're the best.
Down in his head landed right on the frame of the sliding glass door. I mean, if he would have been 1 inch further, he would have went through the glass. But so we all like jumped up, and Bill got up, and he went like, "Holy shit!" And you know how when somebody falls like that, you don't want to say anything.
Yeah.
But he had like this like crack across his face, his nose, his eye, and so he needed not the first thing he said, but he said, I need an alibi, I need a witness.
Oh
It ain't my fault
God.
because, and Robin will know, but he had either an interview or you guys were going to a wedding or something right after that.
Something I can't remember what, but yeah.
Yeah, oh, he was like worried sick, and we're like going, your face is messed up, man. so we took him, we went for a walk around the road all the way around, just trying to sober him up and patch up his face, and the next day it was ugly.
Was this at
Yeah,
Fishhawk
like-
Lake?
yeah.
It was at Fishhawk. And actually, it was we had this early. It was like year 5. We had noticed there was all of this rum on the bar at the cabin. So we had a rum tasting, and we came up with animal spirit names. And there was people that never got to have a name that were there. So we came up with an Indian chief naming thing, where it was like we all had rocks, and these rocks I got them in. I got them in Montana from Flathead Lake. They're little cool rocks. They have Indian paintings on them, and then it had the meanings of it, what the Native Americans associated the meaning with that image. And then at lunch we had a vote about, so you came in there, and Tom was fish, and I was Thunderbird, and these different personalities that
Bill was bear.
he was bear, right? So then at night we had our tequila tasting, and we brought out all the candles from the cabin, and we put them on these tables, and we were up there till like 2 a.m. I mean, and I had this pot, and you pick 2 people at the table and say, I want you guys to represent me, and they would each pull out 2 verbs like running or whatever, and then you got to burn one, and somebody could take half a shot of tequila and get rid of one. But that's the game we were playing, and he fell asleep through it, so we named him Chief Sleeping Bear.
Was he snoring? Was he snoring?
and it's actually wood burned on the cabin.
Oh my God.
But he just turned up and he hooked his foot. I'm right next to him. He goes splat. It was like, oh shit.
Yeah, he was worried sick, Robin. You were going to kill him because he messed up his face. And I forget. I don't know if I think maybe he had an interview. It was when he went to work for the last.
Oh, that was it.
That he worked.
That was it. Yes.
Oh yeah, that's
Yes.
It was like maybe he had to put some makeup on him or something.
Yeah.
It wasn't terrible. I did send a picture in there.
It wasn't
Right,
terrible.
One more song. One more song.
okay.
But it took a long time to
One
heal.
more song.
We got the yard, into the street, over into the backyard again. He was chasing these raccoons. He says, "Oh, get those old, son of bitches." And he was at it, man. I don't know how long he chased those damn raccoons, but it was pretty funny. I mean, we're all laughing and enjoying this.
And he was laughing too.
He was
Kind of had
drunker than a skunk.
Kind of had to
Yeah,
be
he
there
was-
to see him chasing them. He was a little drunk.
Yeah, he was a lot drunk.
But we were all laughing so hard on how bad he wanted to get those dang raccoons. Because I think they got into something some of the food or whatever.
Look at that.
That was one of my funniest memories.
No,
Just
good.
chasing those dang raccoons.
Yeah, I realized that if I drink this, that it'll push me over the edge. So I took it and I threw it in the fire like that, and it just goes. Jesus, a bullet just dodged. But
Well,
Yeah, that was a long day.
these are toast for Bill.
I can't do that.
I got a story I'll throw in. Is that
Driver.
I had this fishing guide, Shane, and we would fish on the Umpqua. So the first day we would drive from Portland to south of Eugene, and then the next morning we'd do fishing at Umpqua, and then we'd come back. And Bill was like an incredible snorer. I mean, and the way I always did the trip, I did it with my kids and stuff, and I invited Bill to come with me. And so I'm getting ready to pack up my car, and I went, holy fuck, I'm going to be in a room next to Bill sleeping all night. So I thought, what am I going to do? It's like, I went to my travel briefcase, and I pulled out my Bose noise canceling ear headset, and I slept all night with that.
By the way, ladies, Bill had his own room in
Always.
the cabin.
Yeah,
Always.
I heard
Because none of us could sleep if we.
Remember Joe Radloff? He came up one year, Joe Radloff. And Joe Radloff, he was so drunk. He just was falling around drunk. So we took him up to the cabin, and we'd given Bill the master bedroom. The only thing we could do is he put out a cot, and we put Joe Radloff. I mean, it took like 5 people to carry this giant man in there. And we laid him in there. We figured, he's so drunk, he can
He's not
sleep
going
with
to hear
Bill.
anything.
He won't hear anything.
And then the next morning we wake up, and on the back of the paper plate, he goes, Bill needs fucking medical attention.
Yeah, he still had that. Well,
Seek
my
care
God.
now.
Yeah.
He took
But
off.
And he was gone.
After that, I'm
He
like,
left.
what is this
He left in the
note on
middle
the
of the
paper
night.
plate? Yeah.
He was at,
Yeah, Steve's buddy. Yeah.
That's
That
hilarious.
was pretty funny. It was really funny.
It's always fun to hear.
Okay, where you going?
Okay.
I think we can go here.
All right, Billy.
All right, Bill.
Love you, bro.
Hey, you're one of a kind. Love you.
See you
Slowly.
You know what? Right when I do that, friggin' fish right there. How appropriate is that? Yeah. Are you kidding me?
Good. Feed the fish. He'd like that.
He's not going.
I tell you guys, when
How
I go, I
appropriate.
want this.
Yeah,
This is what I want. Good friends.
Absolutely.
We live in great times.
Yes, we do.